Ariana Grande-Butera is an American singer, songwriter, and actress. Her 4-octave vocal range has received critical acclaim, and her personal life has been the subject of widespread media attention. She has received numerous accolades throughout her career, including 2 Grammy Awards, 1 Brit Award, 1 Bambi Award, 2 Billboard Music Awards, 3 American Music Awards, 9 MTV Video Music Awards, and 27 Guinness World Records. Grande began her music career at age 15 in the 2008 Broadway musical 13. She rose to fame for playing Cat Valentine in the Nickelodeon television series Victorious and Sam and Cat. Grande signed with Republic Records in 2011 after label executives viewed YouTube videos of her covering songs. Her 1950s doo-wop-influenced pop and R&B debut album, Yours Truly, topped the U.S. Billboard 200, while its lead single, The Way, reached the top 10 of the U.S. Billboard Hot 100. Grande's voice and whistle register on the album drew immediate comparisons to Mariah Carey. She continued to explore pop and R&B in her second and third studio albums, My Everything and Dangerous Woman. My Everything experimented with EDM and achieved global success with its singles Problem, Break Free and Bang Bang. Dangerous Woman became her first of 4 consecutive #1 albums in the UK. Personal struggles influenced her trap-infused 4th and 5th studio albums, Sweetener and Thank You, Next, both of which were critical and commercial successes. Sweetener won the Grammy Award for Best Pop Vocal Album, and Thank You, Next broke the record for the largest streaming week for a pop album and was nominated for Album of the Year. The singles Thank You, Next, 7 Rings, and Break Up With Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored made Grande the first solo artist to hold the top 3 spots on the Hot 100 simultaneously and the first woman to succeed herself at the top of the UK singles chart. Her 2020 collaboration Stuck With You with Justin Bieber and Rain On Me with Lady Gaga helped her break the record for most #1 debuts on the Hot 100, the latter winning the Grammy Award for Best Pop Duo/Group Performance. Grande's R&B-focused 6th studio album, Positions, and its title track debuted at #1 in the UK and US. In 2021, she had her 6th US #1 single after featuring on the remix of The Weeknd's Save Your Tears. Often regarded as a pop icon and triple threat entertainer, Grande is one of the world's best-selling music artists. She has sold more than 85 million records globally and all of her studio albums have been certified platinum or higher. Among her Billboard chart records, she is the first artist and only woman to have 5 #1 debuts, to chart 3 #1 debuts in 1 calendar year, to debut the lead singles from each of her studio albums in the top 10, and to have their first 5 #1 singles debut at top spot. Grande is the most streamed female artist ever, the most streamed female artist on Spotify and Apple Music, the most followed female artist on Spotify, and the most subscribed female artist on YouTube. She has been included on Time's annual list of the 100 most influential people in the world and the Forbes Celebrity 100. Grande was named Woman of the Year, the greatest pop star of 2019, and the most successful female artist to debut in the 2010s by Billboard. Aside from music, she worked with many charitable organizations and advocates for animal rights, mental health, and gender, racial, and LGBT equality. Grande has a large following on social media. She became the most followed woman on Instagram in 2019, and has over 300 million followers as of 2022. She has also ventured into the cosmetics and fashion industries. Early life. Ariana Grande-Butera was born on June 26, 1993, in Boca Raton, Florida. She is the daughter of Joan Grande, the Brooklyn-born CEO of Hosmacan Communications, a manufacturer of communications and safety equipment owned by the Grande family since 1964, and Edward Butera, a graphic design firm owner in Boca Raton. Grande is of Italian descent and has described herself as an Italian-American with Sicilian and Abruzzese roots. She has an older half-brother, Frankie Grande, who is an entertainer and producer, and she has a close relationship with her maternal grandmother, Marjorie Grande. Her family moved from New York to Florida before her birth, and her parents separated when she was 8 or 9 years old. When her parents were Florida Panthers season ticket holders, she was accidentally hit on each wrist by errant hockey pucks on 2 different occasions in 1998, sustaining minor bruises both times. The second occurrence happened during the Panthers' inaugural regular season game at National Car Rental Center on October 9, 1998, in which she was also the first child to ever ride a Zamboni in the brand new arena during the first intermission, the result of her parents' $200 winning bid at an auction. A photograph of her on the Zamboni was featured in the South Florida Sun-Sentinel the next day. At age 8, she sang the Star-Spangled Banner at the Panthers' home game against the Chicago Blackhawks on January 16, 2002. As a young child, Grande performed with the Fort Lauderdale Children's Theatre, playing her first role as the title character in the musical Annie. She also performed in their productions of The Wizard of Oz and Beauty and the Beast. At age 8, she performed at a karaoke lounge on a cruise ship and with various orchestras such as South Florida's Philharmonic, Florida Sunshine Pops and symphonic orchestras. During this time, she attended the Pinecrest School and later North Broward Preparatory. Career 2008-2012, Career Beginnings in Nickelodeon. By age 13, Grande became serious about pursuing a music career, although she still concentrated on theater. When she first arrived in Los Angeles, California to meet with her managers, she expressed a desire to record an R&B album. I was like, I want to make an R&B album. They were like that's a helluva goal. Who is going to buy a 14-year-old's R&B album? In 2008, Grande was cast as cheerleader Charlotte in the Broadway musical 13. When she joined the musical, Grande left North Broward Preparatory School, but continued to be enrolled. The school sent her materials to study with tutors. She also sang various times at the New York City jazz club Birdland. Grande was cast in the Nickelodeon television show Victorious along with 13 CO star Elizabeth Gillies in 2009. In the sitcom, set at a performing arts high school, she played the adorably dim-witted Cat Valentine. She had to dye her hair red every other week for the role, which severely damaged her hair. The show premiered in March 2010 to the second largest audience for a live-action series in Nickelodeon, with 5.7 million viewers. The role helped propel Grande to teen idol status, but she was more interested in a music career, saying that acting is fun, but music has always been first and foremost with me. Her character was compared to Brittany Murphy's performance as the hapless Ty in Clueless and described as being very impressionable and easily swayed but generally sweet. After the first season of Victorious Wrapped, Grande wanted to focus on her music career and began working on her debut album in August 2010. To strengthen her vocal range, she began working with vocal coach Eric Vetro. The second season premiered in April 2011 to 6.2 million viewers, becoming the show's highest-rated episode. In May 2011, Grande appeared in Grayson Chance's video for the song Unfriend You from his album Hold On Till the Night, portraying his ex-girlfriend. She made her first musical appearance on the track Give It Up from the Victorious soundtrack in August 2011. While filming Victorious, Grande made several recordings of herself singing covers of songs by Adele, Whitney Houston, and Mariah Carey, and uploaded them to YouTube. A friend of Monty Littman, chief executive officer of Republic Records, came across one of the videos. Impressed by her vocals, he sent the links to Littman, who signed her to a recording contract. Grande voiced the title role in the English dub of the Spanish-language animated film Snowflake, The White Gorilla in November 2011. From 2011 to 2013, she voiced the fairy princess Diaspro in the Nickelodeon revival of Winx Club. In December 2011, Grande released her first single, Put Your Hearts Up, which was recorded for a potential teen-oriented pop album that was never issued. She later disowned the track for its bubblegum pop sound, saying she had no interest in recording music of that genre. The song was later certified gold by the Recording Industry Association of America. On a second soundtrack, Victorious 2.0, released on June 5, 2012, as an extended play, she supplied vocals as part of the show's cast for the song Five Fingers to the Face. The third and final soundtrack, Victorious 3.0, was released on November 6, 2012, which featured a duet by Grande and Victoria Justice titled LA Boys, with an accompanying music video being released shortly after. In December 2012, Grande collaborated on the single version of Popular Song, a duet with British singer and songwriter Mika. After 4 seasons, Victorious was not renewed, with the finale airing in February 2013. Grande starred as Snow White in the pantomime-style musical theatre production A Snow White Christmas with Charlene Tilton and Neil Patrick Harris at the Pasadena Playhouse. She played Amanda Benson in Swindle, a 2013 Nickelodeon film adaptation of the children's book of the same name. Meanwhile, Nickelodeon created Sam and Cat, an iCarly and Victorious spin-off starring Jeanette McCurdy and Grande. Grande and McCurdy reprised their roles as Cat Valentine and Sam Puckett on the buddy sitcom, which paired the characters as roommates who form an after-school babysitting business. The pilot aired on June 8, 2013, and the network immediately picked up the show. The next month, Nickelodeon doubled Sam and Cat's original 20-episode order for Season 1, making it a 40-episode season. Despite its success in the ratings, the series was cancelled after 35 episodes. The final episode aired on July 17, 2014. 2013-2015, I Yours Truly / and I My Everything / I. None. 2015-2017, I Dangerous Woman / I. None. 2018-2019, I Sweetener / I and I Thank You, Next / I. None. 2020 present, I Position / I and I Wicked / I. None. Artistry. Musical style and genres. Grande's music is generally pop and R&B with elements of EDM, hip-hop, and trap, the latter first appearing prominently on her Christmas and Chill extended play. While consistently maintaining pop R&B tones, she has increased incorporation of trap into her music as her career has progressed, thanks to her work with record producer Tommy Brown. She has collaborated with Brown on every album thus far and stated that one of the things I love most about working with Tommy is that none of the beats he plays me ever sound the same. Grande learned how to sound engineer and produce her own vocals because she loved being hands-on with every project, revealing that Mac Miller taught her how to use the digital audio workstation Pro Tools. Collaborator Justin Tranter remarked that he felt inspired seeing how involved Grande is in creating her music, from the writing to the vision to the storytelling and to even engineering and comping her own vocals. She has written songs addressing a wide variety of themes, such as love, sex, wealth, breakups, independence, empowerment, self-love and moving on from the past. Grande's debut album Yours Truly was complimented for recreating the R&B vibe and feel of the 90s with the help of songwriter and producer Babyface. Her follow-up record, My Everything, was described as an evolution to a new sound exploring EDM and electropop genres. Grande expanded the pop and R&B sound on her third album, Dangerous Woman, which was praised by the Los Angeles Times for integrating elements of different styles, including reggae pop, dance pop, and guitar trap fusion. Trap pop is more heavily featured on her fourth and fifth studio albums, Sweetener and Thank You, Next. On Sweetener, Elias Late of Rolling Stone opines that Grande set her sights on conquering trap, savage bass lines, and jittery swarms of drum programming and embraces the sound of hard-bitten southern hip-hop, exploring funk music with themes of love and prosperity. Craig Jenkins of Vulture noted that Grande changed her musical style to trap and hip-hop with undertones of R&B on Thank You, Next, with lyrics about breakups, empowerment, and self-love. Her sixth album, Positions, further explores the R&B and trap pop sound of Sweetener and Thank You, Next, with lyrics discussing sex and romance. Influences. Grande grew up listening mainly to urban pop and 1990s music. She credited Gloria Estefan with inspiring her to pursue a music career, after Estefan saw and complimented Grande's performance on a cruise ship when she was 8 years old. Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston are her biggest vocal influences. I love Mariah Carey. She is literally my favorite human being on the planet. And of course Whitney as well. As far as vocal influences go, Whitney and Mariah pretty much cover it. Alongside Carey and Houston, Grande's other key influences include Destiny's Child, Beyoncé, Celine Dion, and Madonna. She reflects on her childhood by posting videos of herself singing songs from Dion's 1997 album Let's Talk About Love on her social media. Grande credits Madonna for Pave the Way for Me and also every other female artist and admitted to being obsessed with her entire discography. Grande praised Imogen Heap's intricate song structure. She has named Judy Garland as a childhood influence, admiring her ability to tell a story when she sings, and says that Over the Rainbow was one of the first songs she remembers singing because Wizard of Oz was always my favorite movie when I was younger. Music producer and Grande collaborator Savon Kacha has stated in multiple interviews that him and Grande were influenced by Lauryn Hill, when creating her fourth album Sweetener, as well as the song No Tears Left to Cry. Kacha told Variety we were listening to Lauryn Hill about chord changes and why we stick to 4 chords all the time. Musically, Grande admires India.Arie because her music makes me feel like everything is going to be okay and loves Brandy's songs because her riffs are incredibly on point. She has also expressed admiration for rappers who impact the music industry without a planned release date, telling Billboard, "My dream has always been to be obviously not a rapper, but, to put out music in the way that a rapper does. I feel like there are certain standards that pop women are held to that men aren't. It's just brew, I just want to drop the way these boys do." It inspired her to release Thank You, Next without any prior announcement, which The Ringer called more of a Drake move than an Ariana Grande move. Voice. Grande is a light lyric soprano, possessing a 4-octave vocal range and a whistle register. With the release of Yours Truly, critics compared Grande to Mariah Carey because of her wide vocal range, sound and musical material. Julianne Escobedo-Shepherd of Billboard wrote that both Carey and Grande have the talent to let their vocals do the talking, that's not where the similarities end. Grande is subverting it with cute, comfortable, and on-trend dresses with a feminine slant. Grande responded to the comparisons, "T.S. a huge compliment, but when you hear my entire album, you'll see that Mariah's sound is much different than mine." Stephen J. Horowitz of Billboard wrote in 2014, "With her sophomore album, the problem singer no longer resembles and that's okay." Mark Savage of BBC News commented, "Grande is one of pop's most intriguing and gifted singers. A magnetic performer with unrivaled vocal control." In the New York Times, John Perels wrote that Grande's voice can be silky, breathy, or cutting, swooping through long melismas or jabbing out short R&B phrases, it's always supple and airborne, never forced. Composer and playwright Jason Robert Brown addressed Grande in a 2016 Time magazine article, "No matter how much you are underestimated, you are going to open your mouth and that unbelievable sound is going to come out. That extraordinary, versatile, limitless instrument that allows you to shut down every objection and every obstacle." Public image. Grande cited Audrey Hepburn as a major style influence in her early years of fame, but began to find emulating Hepburn's style a little boring as her career has progressed. She also drew inspiration from actresses of the 1950s and 1960s, such as Anne Margaret, Nancy Sinatra, and Marilyn Monroe. Grande's modest look early in her career was described as age-appropriate in comparison to contemporary artists who grew up in the public eye. Jim Farber of the New York Daily News wrote in 2014 that Grande received less attention for how little she wears or how graphically she moves than for how she sings. That year, she abandoned her earlier style and began wearing short skirts and crop tops with knee-high boots in live performances and red carpet events. She also began regularly wearing cat and bunny ears. In recent years, she began wearing oversized jackets and hoodies. Grande's style is often imitated by social media influencers and celebrities. After years of dyeing her hair red for the role of Cat Valentine, Grande wore extensions as her hair recovered from the damage. Auntie Donahue of MTV News noted that her iconic high ponytail has received more attention than her fashion choices. Although Grande drew criticism for alleged impolite interactions with reporters and fans in 2014, she dismissed the reports as weird, inaccurate depictions. Rolling Stone wrote, "Some may cry diva, but it's also Grande just taking a stand to not allow others to control her image." In July 2015, Grande sparked controversy after being seen on surveillance video in a donut shop licking donuts that were on display and saying, "I hate Americans. I hate America. This is disgusting," referring to a tray of donuts. She subsequently apologized, saying that she is extremely proud to be an American and that her comments rather referred to obesity in the United States. She later released a video apology for behaving poorly. The incident was parodied by the Muppets and featured in Miley Cyrus's Saturday Night Live cover of My Way, about the regrets of the summer of 2015. Grande herself poked fun at the incident while hosting Saturday Night Live in 2016, saying, "A lot of kid stars end up doing drugs, or in jail, or pregnant, or get caught licking a donut they didn't pay for." In 2020, she said that she stopped doing interviews for a while out of fear that her words would be misconstrued and she would be labeled a diva. Grande has a large following on social media, and is one of the most influential celebrities on the internet. As of July 2021, her YouTube channel has over 50 million subscribers and her music videos have been viewed a total of over 21 billion times. Her Spotify profile has amassed over 80 million followers, making her the second most followed artist and most followed female. Her Instagram account has over 300 million followers, making her the top 5 among most followed individual and third most followed female. Her now deactivated Twitter account had over 80 million followers, making it the 7th most followed account. Her Facebook page has over 40 million followers, and her TikTok has 26.3 million followers. Grande became the followed woman on Instagram in 2019. In May 2021, Visual Capitalist ranked Grande as the world's top female social media influencer. Often regarded as a pop icon and triple threat entertainer, several wax figures of Grande are found at Madame Tussauds wax museums in major cities around the world, including New York, Orlando, Amsterdam, Bangkok, Hollywood, and London. Impact and influence. In 2016 and 2019, Grande was named one of Time's 100 most influential people in the world. In 2017, Celia Almeida of the Miami New Times wrote that of all the biggest pop stars of the past 20 years, Grande made the most convincing transition from ingenue to independent female artist. In 2018, Music magazine Hits labeled her Pop Diva Supreme and reigning Pop Diva of the Times, and Bloomberg named her the first Pop Diva of the streaming generation in 2020. Grande was also included in Pitchfork's list of the 200 most important artists of Pitchfork's first 25 years for emerging with music that pushed her artistry further as it asserted a magical trifecta of hope, joy, and a powerhouse voice. Her song Thank You, Next was included in Rolling Stone's 2021 revision of their 500 greatest songs of all time. In 2021, she ranked 78th on Billboard's Greatest of All Time Hot 100 Artists. Many recording artists have cited Grande as an influence, including Madison Beer, Sufjan Stevens, Melanie Martinez, Meghan Trainor, Troye Sivan, Jungkook from BTS, Maria Becerra, Billie Eilish, Yuri from Red Velvet, Sabrina Carpenter, and Dana Paola. Achievements. Throughout her career, Grande has sold over 85 million records worldwide, making her one of the best-selling music artists of all time. All of Grande's full-length albums have been certified platinum or higher by the RIAA and spent at least 1 year on the Billboard 200 chart. Having amassed 98 billion streams thus far, Grande is the most streamed female artist ever. She is also the most streamed female artist on Spotify and Apple Music. Grande belongs amongst the 5 of the most listened artists on the former platform, being the only female artist on the ranking. 8 of Grande's songs have reached 1 billion streams. She's also the most followed and most subscribed female artist on Spotify and YouTube. Grande has won 2 Grammy Awards, 1 Brit Award, 9 MTV Video Music Awards, 3 MTV Europe Music Awards and 3 American Music Awards. She has received 34 Billboard Music Award nominations and won 2 in 2019, including Top Female Artist. Grande has won 9 Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards, including 1 in 2014 for Favorite TV Actress for her performance on Sam and Cat, and 3 People's Choice Awards. In 2014, she received the Breakthrough Artist of the Year award from the Music Business Association and Best Newcomer at the Bambi Awards. She has won 6 iHeartRadio Music Awards and 12 Teen Choice Awards. She was named Billboard Women in Music's Rising Star in 2014 and Woman of the Year in 2018, the Greatest Pop Star of 2019, and the most successful female artist to debut in the 2010s by Billboard. Across albums, singles, and features, she is the 5th highest certified female digital singles artist, with 63 million total units certified by the Recording Industry Association of America. Grande is also one of the most certified female artists in the UK, with nearly 25 million units. Grande has broken numerous Hot 100 records. 6 singles by Grande have topped the US Billboard Hot 100. Her most recent being Save Your Tears. Grande has a total of 14 top 10 debuts thus far, beginning with her first single The Way. The lead single from each of her first 5 studio albums have debuted in the top 10, making her the only artist to achieve this. In 2020, she became the first act to have her first 5 #1 singles, Thank You, Next, 7 Rings, Stuck With You, Rain On Me, and Positions debut at #1. That year, Grande also broke the record for the most #1 debuts and became the first female artist topping Global 200, Global 200 US and Hot 100 simultaneously. Grande would also become the first artist to have 3 singles debut at #1 on a single calendar year. She later broke the record for most simultaneously charting songs on the top 40 of the Hot 100 for a female artist with the release of her 5th studio album, Thank You, Next, when 11 of the 12 tracks charted within the region. The 3 singles from Thank You, Next, 7 Rings, Break Up With Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored, and Thank You, Next charted at numbers 1, 2, and 3 respectively on the week of February 23, 2019, making Grande the first solo artist to occupy the top 3 spots of the Billboard Hot 100 and the first artist to do so since the Beatles in 1964. With her album Thank You, Next, Grande set the record for the largest streaming week for a pop album and for a female artist, with 307 million on-demand audio streams. As of May 2021, Grande has 71 entries on the Hot 100, becoming the 4th female artist with the most Hot 100 entries. She was also named the Billboard Year-End Top Female Artist for 2017 and 2019 and was named the 6th top female artist on the magazine's Decade-End Top Artists chart for the 2010s. The magazine also ranked her 78th on the Greatest of All-Time Hot 100 Artists charts respectively. As of 2022, Grande has broken over 27 Guinness World Records. These records included the most songs to debut at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, most followers on Spotify, most monthly listeners on Spotify, most streamed act on Spotify, most streamed track in 1 week by a female artist on the Billboard charts, fastest hat trick of UK number 1 singles by a female artist, first female artist to replace herself at number 1 on UK singles chart, first solo artist to replace themselves at number 1 on UK singles chart for 2 consecutive weeks, most subscribers for a musician on YouTube, most streamed album by a female artist in 1 week, among others. 11 records were achieved from the success of her album Thank You, Next and was featured in the 2020 edition. Other ventures: philanthropy and activism. At age 10, Grande co-founded the South Florida youth singing group Kids Who Care, which performed at charitable fundraisers and raised over $500,000 in 2007 alone. In 2009, as a member of the charitable organization Broadway in South Africa, she and her brother Frankie performed and taught music and dance to children in Gugulethu, South Africa. She was featured with Bridget Mendler and Cot Graham in 17 magazine in a 2013 public campaign to end online bullying called Delete Digital Drama. After watching the film Blackfish that year, she urged fans to stop supporting SeaWorld. In September 2014, Grande participated at the charitable Stand Up to Cancer television program, performing her song My Everything in memory of her grandfather, who had died of cancer that July. Grande has adopted several rescue dogs as pets and has promoted pet adoption at her concerts. In 2016, she launched a line of lip shades, Ariana Grande's MAC Viva Glam, with MAC Cosmetics, the profits of which benefited people affected by HIV and AIDS. In 2015, Grande and Miley Cyrus performed a cover of Crowded House's Don't Dream It's Over as part of Cyrus' backyard sessions to benefit her Happy Hippie Foundation, which helps homeless and LGBT youths. Later that year, Grande headlined the Dance on the Pier event, part of the LGBT Pride Week in New York City. As a feminist, Grande wrote a well-received, empowering essay on Twitter decrying the double standard and misogyny in the focus of the press on female musicians' relationships and sex lives instead of their value as an individual. She noted that she has more to talk about concerning her music and accomplishments rather than her romantic relationships. In 2016, writer Kendall Fisher called her a feminist hero. That year, Grande joined Madonna to raise funds for orphaned children in Malawi. She and Victoria Monet recorded Better Days in support of the Black Lives Matter movement. To aid the victims of the Manchester Arena bombing in 2017, Grande organized the One Love Manchester concert and re-released One Last Time and her live performance of Over the Rainbow at the event as charity singles. The total amount raised was reportedly $23 million, and she received praise for her grace and strength in leading the benefit concert. Madeline Roth of MTV wrote that the performance bolstered courage among an audience that desperately needed it. Returning to the stage was a true act of bravery and resilience. In 2017, New York Magazine's Vulture section ranked the event as the #1 concert of the year, and Billboard's Mitchell Harrison called Grande a gay icon for her LGBT-friendly lyrics and performances and support for the LGBTQ community. In September 2017, Grande performed in a concert for Charlottesville which benefited the victims of the August 2017 white nationalist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia. In March 2018, she participated in March for Our Lives to support gun control reform. Grande donated the proceeds from the first show in Atlanta on her Sweetener World Tour to Planned Parenthood in a response to the passage of a number of anti-abortion laws in several states including Georgia. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Grande donated between $500 and $1,000 each to a number of fans as financial support. Grande also supported a COVID-19 fund named Project 100, which aimed to provide $1,000 digital payments to 100,000 families who have been greatly impacted by the pandemic. In May 2020, Grande announced that all net proceeds from her collaboration with singer Justin Bieber, Stuck With You, would be donated to the First Responders Children's Foundation to fund grants and scholarships for children of frontline workers who are working during the global pandemic. That month, Grande joined a Los Angeles protest against the murder of George Floyd, demanding justice and asking fans to sign petitions condemning the act of police brutality. She highlighted white privilege and called for more activism outside social media. In December 2020, Grande, and Scott and Brian Nicholson, her choreographers and friends, launched Orange Twins Rescue, an animal rescue center based in Los Angeles. In the same month, Grande surprised kids, who spend the holiday at children's hospitals in LA and the UK, with gifts from wish lists at the UCLA Mattel Children's Hospital and the Royal Manchester Children's Hospital. In June 2021, Grande, along with a dozen other celebrities, signed an open letter to Congress to pass the Equality Act, highlighting the act would protect marginalized communities. In the same month, Grande partnered with the online portal BetterHelp, and gave away $2 million worth of therapy to fans. On International Transgender Day of Visibility, she launched a fund for transgender youth, pledging to match every donation up until $1.5 million. In May 2022, Grande was among 160 artists and influencers, who signed a Bands Off Our Bodies full-page advertisement in the New York Times, in support of abortion rights in the U.S. In June, Grande endorsed Karen Bass for 2022 Los Angeles mayoral election. Products and endorsements. In October 2014, Grande joined the bottled water brand Wata as an equity holder and partner. In November 2015, she released a limited edition handbag in collaboration with Coach. In January 2016, she launched a makeup collection with MAC Cosmetics, donating 100% of proceeds to the MAC AIDS Fund. In February 2016, Grande launched a fashion line with Lipsy London. Later that year, she teamed up with Brooke Stone, using the concept art of artist Wenking Yan, to design cat ear headphones. In 2017, Grande collaborated with Square Enix to create a character based on herself for the mobile game Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. Grande was a limited-time unlockable character as part of the Dangerous Woman Tour event, which also included an orchestral remix of Grand's song Touch It. The character, Dangerous Ariana, is a magical support character who uses music-based attacks. In September 2017, she became a brand ambassador for Reebok. In August 2018, she partnered with American Express for the Sweetener Sessions, a partnership which continued through the Sweetener World Tour in 2019, alongside T-Mobile. In March 2019, she partnered with Starbucks for the launch of the Cloud Macchiato beverage. In May 2019, Grande was announced as the face of Givenchy's Fall-Winter campaign. The campaign began in July and generated $25.13 million in media impact value. Beats, Samsung, Fiat, Reebok, and Guess products have been featured in Grande's music videos. She has appeared in commercials for Macy's, T-Mobile, and Apple, as well as for her own fragrances. Since 2019, Grande was among the 10 of the highest paid individuals on Instagram. In 2021, she reportedly made over $1.5 million per sponsored Instagram post, making her the highest paid female individual that year. Grande has released 11 fragrances with Lux brands. She launched her debut fragrance, Ari by Ariana Grande, in 2015. In the wake of its success, she launched her third fragrance, Sweet Like Candy, in 2016. Her fifth fragrance, Moonlight, was released in 2017, followed by Cloud, Thank You, Next, REM, and God is a Woman, which was later expanded to a body care line. The collection also included the limited editions Frankie, Sweet Like Candy Limited Edition, Thank You, Next 2.0, and Cloud Intense. The fragrances won the Fragrance Foundation Award multiple times, most recently with REM in 2021. In 2022, it was reported that Cloud was the best-selling fragrance at ULTA, selling one bottle every 11 minutes. Since its launch in 2015, the franchise has made $750 million in retail sales globally. In November 2021, Grande launched her makeup line REM Beauty, which is distributed at ULTA Beauty as of March 2022. The Chapter 1, Ultraviolet line featured 12 core products, including a range of individual shades, for both lips and eyes. In March 2022, Grande released the brand's Chapter 2, Good Night and Go line. In addition to a selection of new skincare products and under-eye balm, lash and brow serum, and face mist, the collection also contained makeup staples such as a versatile cheek and lipstick and additional sets of eyelash extensions. She then released Chapter 3, On Your Collar, which included various lip products, and Chapter 4, Out of Body, which included a concealer available in 60 different shades. Forbes reported in 2022 that REM Beauty was one of the brands boosting ULTA's driving gross margin due to strong consumer demand. In May, the line won Best New Brand at the Allure Best of Beauty Awards. Personal life, health and diet. Grande has said she struggled with hypoglycemia, which she attributed to poor dietary habits. She has been a vegan since 2013. Fans questioned in 2019 whether she was still a vegan after working with Starbucks to create a special edition of one of her favorite drinks, which was revealed to contain eggs. Her nutritionist, Harley Pasternak, told the magazine Glamour that Grande is vegan but that he has got her to feel okay about indulging and celebrating sometimes. Grande developed post-traumatic stress disorder and anxiety after the Manchester Arena bombing. She nearly pulled out of her performance in the 2018 broadcast A Very Wicked Halloween due to anxiety. Grande has also said she has been in therapy for over a decade, having first seen a mental health professional shortly after her parents' divorce. Beliefs. Grande was raised Roman Catholic, but left the church during the pontificate of Benedict XVI, opposing its stance on homosexuality and noting that her half-brother Frankie is gay. She has said that she and Frankie have followed the teachings of Kabbalah, a branch of Jewish mysticism, since she was 12. She said that they believe the basis lies in the idea that if you are kind to others, good things will happen to you. Several of her songs, such as Break Your Heart Right Back, are supportive of LGBT rights. She has also been labeled an advocate for a sex-positive attitude. In November 2019, Grande endorsed Senator Bernie Sanders' second presidential bid. Property and wealth. Grande owned a $16 million penthouse in Lower Manhattan. She also purchased a mansion in Hollywood Hills for $13.7 million in June 2020. In September 2022, Grande put her Montecito, California house, which had a break-in 3 months before, up for sale. The mansion was reported to have sold for $9.1 million. Forbes began reporting on Grande's earnings in 2019. Relationships. Grande met actor Graham Phillips in the cast of the Broadway musical 13 in 2008 and dated him until 2011. She dated English singer Nathan Sykes between August and December 2013, and then dated rapper Big Sean from October 2014 to April 2015. After recording The Way with Mac Miller in 2012, the two began dating in 2016. They collaborated on the single My Favorite Part, released in September 2016 on Miller's album The Divine Feminine. Their relationship ended by May 2018. That September, Miller died from an accidental drug overdose. Grande expressed grief over his death on social media and called him her dearest friend. In May 2018, Grande began dating actor and comedian Pete Davidson, and they became engaged the next month. They called off their engagement and ended the relationship in October 2018. Grande began dating real estate agent Dalton Gomez in January 2020. Their relationship, while mostly private, was made public in the music video of her and Justin Bieber's charity single Stuck With You. Grande announced their engagement on December 20, 2020, after 11 months of dating. On May 15, 2021, they married in a private ceremony at her home in Montecito, California, where she wore a custom Vera Wang dress. Her wedding pictures became among the most liked Instagram posts, with over 25 million likes. Filmography. Snowflake, The White Gorilla. Underdogs. Zoolander 2. Mariah Carey's Magical Christmas Special. Ariana Grande, Excuse Me, I Love You. Billie Eilish, The World's a Little Blurry. Don't Look Up. Discography. Studio albums. Yours Truly. My Everything. Dangerous Woman. Sweetener. Thank You, Next. Positions. Live performances and tours. Stage acting. Tours. Headlining. Promotional. Opening act.